What is up, everybody? Welcome in to the Bat Flip, where we discuss everything Vols. I'm Landon with me, Duece Thomas, new face on the show. Welcome in, brother.
Thank you, sir.
It's good to be back. Season 4. I mentioned this on More Important Issues today. We're getting old, and it doesn't feel like we've been doing this for 4 years, but here we are. Tony's been doing it for 7, so we got here right at the right time, I guess. I'm excited. Tennessee's back. Baseball season is back. And it looks like we got I know we're number 9 in the country, but I think we're going to be a dang good baseball team once we get everything figured out. 2 good wins in Arlington this weekend. Before we get into everything, I do want to mention our good friend Agwani Farms Golf Course in beautiful Rockford, Tennessee, really close to Knoxville, right past that Blount County line. And man, it is the best golf course I've been to. I know I've been playing golf for a long time, but I consider it my home course. And you just won't find anything better. Just a beautiful 18-hole golf course, great driving range, putting greens, just everything about it. Go make it your home course today. Go to aguanifarmsgolf.com and book your tee time today. So go check them out. Thank them and tell them More Important Issues sent you. We appreciate them sponsoring the show. Just great friends over there, great people. So go check them out. Really good weekend for the Vols. They get 2 wins in Arlington. Had a chance to win 3, just couldn't make it happen. You lose the Saturday game in extra innings, but the bats were hot on Sunday. And then Friday, they got hot at times. So, I'm liking the lineup. I just think that should be one of the best lineups in the country. I think pitching is going to come. But I think you have absolute stud in A.J. Russell. I like what I saw from Nate Snead, A.J. Causey out of the bullpen. Drew Beam is going to be Drew Beam this year. So I'm just really liking the new faces and seeing guys in different roles that we've seen so far. So, just like what I saw, Billy Amick, is a freaking stud. That's all you can say about him. Just a freaking stud. Big weekend, Duece. What did you see this weekend that really impressed you?
Yeah, man. Like you said, it's so nice to have baseball back. But there was good things that happened. There were some bad things happen. But I think overall, like you said, you come out of there 2-1. You've got to be happy. It's baseball. You're not going to win every game. You're going to have your off nights. We had, like you said, we had a chance to win all 3 games, but you took advantage of the 2 you got. And, just happy to see all these new faces, everybody blending in well. Amick, love him already. Go ahead and give me a jersey. Let me hang it up behind me. But, yeah, overall, just it's exciting. I'm excited for this week, excited to see more to come. And it's good to see, old faces that were, still taking care of business and, carrying the team. And hopefully going to be the leaders that, get us another trip in Omaha.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy that some of these guys that we've seen since we started the show have now moved on. And then some of these guys that it feels like just yesterday they were freshmen, and Blake Burke and Christian Moore. Now they're juniors, probably their last season on Rocky Top. It's just awesome to see kind of this program just continue to grow, continue to rebuild and reload every single year. And you saw it on Friday night against a number 18 or number 19, I think, Texas Tech team, top 25 team, whatever ranking you're looking at. There's a billion of them. You saw how good this Tennessee team can be. A.J. Russell, 10 strikeouts. I think a couple earned runs. But, man, he's a stud. And then A.J. Causey came in and threw – it's hard for me to say just as well, but almost just as well as A.J. Russell, and it's different. And I think they're going to complement each other very well with A.J. Russell, coming in with that. He's got the stuff. He's another rocket arm that Frank Anderson has produced over the years. And then you have A.J. Causey that just has that submarine sidearm kind of delivery. and it just seemed like Texas Tech had no answer for it. And
No.
love what I saw from those two guys. What did you see from the pitching staff this weekend that really impressed you?
Well, I mean, especially game one, it's like the AJ show.
Yep.
Russell comes in, and then we take advantage of it, and we strike out 17 of 27 batters. It's unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, you like to think that happens, you win every single game that you play. But
especially
overall,
with that lineup, it's going to be hard to lose.
Exactly.
When you have that kind of talent in your lineup and you're able to hold teams to 2 or 3 runs, you like your chances not in and not out.
100%, like the 90s Braves, baby. But no, I mean, overall, all weekend, you've got to feel pretty good with the pitching. I mean, game 2, there was, maybe some issues late, but overall, I think pitching was fine. Game 2, I think our bats went a little cold. We had some guys that, chased some pitches and some, but it happens. Like we were talking about earlier, baseball it's a weird sport, and you're going to have those games.
Yeah. What about Florida? I think they lost their first game, and I think the last 2 got canceled. So they went winless in the opening weekend. I know Vanderbilt lost the game, probably should have lost 2, one on a walk-off on Friday. I think Arkansas got beat by James Madison today. So, I mean, like you were talking about earlier, baseball is crazy. You want to go in and win those 3 games, probably 3 teams that you're probably better than, at least on paper, and just weren't able to get that one on Saturday. But, yeah, the bats were cold. And when you have bases loaded, can we please score some runs? I mean, is that going to be our kryptonite? I mean, it seems like 2 outs, no problem. But if there is bases loaded, good God. Hopefully that's just let's get that out of our system now before we get to SEC play. But, that was something that this weekend I'd like to maybe get back and I'm sure these hitters would as well. But that first inning came back to bite you when you had bases loaded, couldn't get anything out of it. And, you end up being tied 1-1 at the end of the 9 innings. And, then you look back and you're like, man, if you could get at least one across, that's the difference. Dylan Dreiling had a big home run in that game to tie it. And then, like you said, the pitching, I just feel like we were not going to win that game. When we missed out on those opportunities in the 9th inning, it just felt like a game that the bats aren't going. It didn't seem like they were going to get going anytime soon. It just seemed like it was a matter of time before it fell apart. You have Aaron Combs, who was pitching really well at the time. He is, dominating with some nasty stuff, and he walks your 8 and 9 hole hitters, and then he gives up one that's probably should have been caught. Dylan Dreiling probably admits that too.
Yeah.
But it gets by him, and just kind of the wheels fell off there. But you're probably not going to get that very often from that lineup. At least you sure hope not, with guys like Christian Burke, Christian Burke. That's their married name, I guess. Blake Burke, who didn't have a great opening weekend, but it's still a guy who had 3 hits, I think, on the weekend. So it's hard to really, you probably want to see him have better approaches at the plate. He just didn't feel comfortable up there. But he's a guy that's he's gonna dominate. Christian Moore's another one.
Man. It's just, but like you're saying, I mean, it's early. We've got to find our identity. It's a completely different team. We had that issue last year. You've got to find out who you are, who we are this year. And, you really don't have much of a judgment after 3 games, I mean, obviously it's, real games, but it feels like almost 3 kind of scrimmages to an extent. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think you've got to be happy with how this weekend went.
Yeah, it's a good measuring stick. You go against 3, one top 25 team, but 3 Power 5 programs, and Oklahoma team that's going to be in your conference next year. So, yeah, it's a good measuring stick to see where you're at. nobody in this classic, the Shriners Global Classic or
Yeah,
whatever it
something
was
like
called.
that.
These things get out of hand of what they're called. But yeah, that thing in Arlington, no team went undefeated. So you're definitely one of the top teams in that. I think Texas Tech went 2-1, but you beat
They did.
them.
Hmm.
And then maybe Oklahoma went 2-1, I think.
I
Don't quote
think
me
you're
on
right.
that.
Yeah,
Don't quote me on
I
that.
think
But
you're right.
yeah, a good measuring stick. Billy Amick, it seems like he is ready to take on the world. I mean, just a beautiful swing. Everything he hits is mashed.
It's solid.
Even he grounded out into a double play on Sunday, and it was 102 off the bat. Like it's disgusting what he's able to do, and I can't wait until we're not in a big league park. I mean, those balls were kind of flying out a little bit on Sunday, but it seemed like it took us a while to really, play the course, if you will, with the park. But I think they're going to fly out of Lindsey Nelson, as you've seen over the past couple of years with this team.
Yeah, because I mean, Amick has 2 on Sunday at home.
Mm-hmm.
Tiers has
Oh yeah.
another one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's probably 3 or 4 throughout the weekend that Lindsey Nelson they fly out easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, can we talk about the Flow baseball subscription, whatever it is?
Yeah.
I
That's such
mean,
horse crap.
that's
That's such horse crap.
$30, a little rough, but they need better commentators. The stream was fine. The
Yeah,
quality,
we had
everything was
really
fine.
no trouble with the stream. It was the announcers weren't great. They didn't do like they did I think 2 years ago, where they had a guest like every 5 minutes.
Yeah,
And it was people that weren't like prepared to talk on a microphone, and it was just horrendous. You're just like, dude, I just want to watch this team like play, and I'm having to listen to some guy that was a doctor here, or it just has nothing to do with what's going on.
exactly. Yeah, it's
Um,
like the poor Shriners kid that they pulled up there. He did not want to be up there.
yeah, it's like, dude, I mean,
I
you're just
get it,
embarrassing
but
the kid.
yeah, the poor guy. I mean,
Yeah.
but I mean, also, if I'm 8, 9 years old and I get pulled into a booth, I'm not saying a word.
Oh no, I'm probably not doing it now.
You get me a few drinks, I'll do it.
You're in.
I'm in.
Yeah, I really don't have a lot for this series. I think it's going to be interesting to see how everybody responds. I think you have ETSU. You definitely have ETSU this weekend or this week. You also have Albany next weekend. And will be your weekend series. You have UNC Asheville on Tuesday, ETSU on Wednesday, and then you play Friday, Saturday, Sunday against Albany. So, 2 not great. Well, I mean, 3 not great opponents. I think ETSU is probably your better one. UNC Asheville, I think they got swept. I forget who they played. Yeah, it should be another. Baseball's here. Like it's
Love
all
it.
week now. It is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You're gonna have a midweek game. So at least 4 to 5 games every single week. And I'm interested to see kind of what the pitching rotation, the bullpen, all that kind of shakes out. I thought Nate Snead looked really good on Sunday night. Aaron Combs was looking great and kind of cruising, and then he just ran into a few issues there. AJ Russell is a dude. I'm just really liking the kind of new faces and new roles. Like I thought Bracky Lowry, I thought he played well, played a pretty good second base. And then, I know he's toward the bottom of the lineup and he didn't do anything outstanding, but I don't think he was, kind of a guy you were trying to hide either. And you're not going to be able to hide from this lineup with Cannon Peebles, who, had an okay weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter Inslee, Tears, who just was mashing the ball on Sunday. Billy Amick, Christian Moore, who probably had the best weekend of everybody, but Amick hit the 2 home runs, so he's going to get the kind of credit there. and then Blake Burke. I mean, there's just nowhere in the lineup that you're just like, all right, where can we get out?
No.
Where is it safe that this guy's not going to hit a 400-foot bomb? There's just not a lot of. I mean, heck, Hunter Inslee hit one off Paul Skeens in Omaha that was like over 400 feet, and he's your leadoff guy.
Yeah.
Dylan Dreiling, mashed one on Saturday night that was well over 400 feet. I mean, it was crushed. And then Kavaris Tears, who was your 9-hole guy on Sunday, is, he hits 2 out if we're at Lindsey Nelson. He hit one dead center. That was 409, I think. It had to be 410 at the wall. So, just a couple more feet and that ball's gone. So, yeah, you just have a ton of power in this lineup. And you got athletes, too, guys that can move. I like Hunter Inslee on the bases, Christian Moore on the bases. I think this team is going to be solid, and I'm excited to see kind of how things shake out. Got to stay healthy, but I think you got guys behind. You got Robin Villeneuve, you got Dalton Bargo, Cal Stark behind some of these guys, and you're just like, if they go down, it's not detrimental to the season.
Yeah, and speaking of Cal Stark, gotta give him a shout out. That Saturday game, man, he looked good. Because I remember saying, I was like, "Is that Peebles?" And then he took his mask off. I was like, "Oh my goodness, it's Cal Stark." And then you saw him; he mouthed a few profanity words over when he threw that guy out. But
hey,
that's our identity.
Yeah, if you get gunned down from the knees, you deserve to get a little chewing there.
100%.
That's what sucks about the Saturday game is like you played so well defensively. Like Dylan Dreiling had some. Billy Amick in the first inning had a great play at third base. Blake Burke got one, threw the guy out at home. That would have been the game, I guess, winning run at that point.
And a triple play.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Chris Stamos, he looked good on Sunday. He looks – I mean, he's going to be a guy in this bullpen that's, going to be you're going to see him pitch quite a bit in a lot of games.
Pitchers are athletes too.
They are.
I mean, man.
Even with a different glove.
Yeah. He made it with someone else's glove.
Yeah, that's a nice assist for Xander Sechrist's glove. He should get a little love, a little bit of credit for that triple play because he had the glove. Yeah,
I agree.
Not sure exactly. I need an explanation on what was wrong with the glove. Was it too light, or I mean?
Yeah, because they never said. Even the announcers in Sunday's game was talking. They had no idea.
No clue.
Which that doesn't surprise me, but
yeah.
It was just weird. Mm-hmm. You don't really see that very often.
No. Yeah, but triple play. It was the first one since 1997. So Peyton Manning would have. That was Peyton Manning's last season at Tennessee was 1997. It's pretty crazy.
That's wild. I mean, that was one.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not sure how many. I haven't seen a lot of triple plays. I've seen some in the major leagues. We saw another one. We saw a double play on Sunday that was, just kind of a routine fly ball in center field, and Hunter Inslee just chucks it over to first, and the guy's just, I don't know what he was doing. We appreciate it, but I don't know what.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah. That's what sucks about Saturday is like you played so good defensively. You just need a little bit more from the bats, and you're 3-0.
Man, that just
sucks.
It sucks because you look at it. I mean, for as rough as the bats were, you were sitting there in the 9th inning with a very good chance. Mm-hmm. And I mean, you hate to say you blew it, but you kind of, to an extent, I mean, you just didn't take advantage of runners in scoring positions. I don't know exactly what the stats were, how many we left on bag, or on base, but it was bad. It was rough. But like we said earlier, those games happen, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I can pull up. We had 11 left on base, so kind of hurts.
That's rough.
That's
rough. And I'd say half of those were with no outs.
Yeah, good portion of them probably.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. So yeah, you're gonna look back on that one and really kind of want to beat your brains in for it, but got to move on. Again, a big week ahead for Tennessee. I don't really have a lot else. We can go ahead and get into our MVPs and get this show kind of wrapped up here.
Okay.
Appreciate everybody joining in again. Love that we're going to do this every Monday at 6:00. So feel free to join in. It'll be on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast. Also Twitter, Facebook as well, live. I'll go first.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Christian Moore. 2
like
RBIs, only 2 RBIs, but was 6 for 12 on the weekend, batted 500. And, I know Billy is going to get a lot of credit for this weekend, rightfully so. But a lot of those RBIs that he got is because Christian Moore was on base because he got hits. So I'm going to go with Christian Moore. And also, like, being a true second baseman and going over to shortstop, he just means so much to this baseball team. So I'm going to go Christian Moore for my MVP of the week.
Yeah, I like that. And to add to that, I mean, it looks like he didn't miss a step from the end of last year to this year. Swinging the bat well. It surprised me how well he looked, or just how comfortable he looked at short. I mean, knowing from playing baseball, that's a big change. It doesn't seem like it, but going from second to short, that is a big change.
Yeah.
And he made all the plays he needed to make. So hopefully he continues that. Yeah, I'm going Billy Amick. I mean, welcome to Rocky Top. I love it.
Yeah,
I mean,
sir.
yeah, he just, like we were talking about earlier, every single ball that he hit was hit hard.
Mash.
It was. He had a rough second game. Also, it happens. But 2 home runs. The home run Sunday night, I mean, as soon as it hit the bat, I mean, you knew it was gone. In second deck.
Yeah.
You don't do that in major league stadiums much.
Also had a triple, right?
Had a triple, yeah. He was on Cycle Watch for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then just wrote that one to third. They did. They did. But yeah, I got to go Billy Amick. Very excited for him. I know everybody was excited coming into the season, but I mean, he made great plays at third, swung the bat well. He just got a beautiful swing.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of those guys in that lineup that were just flies off the bat, but Billy Amick, I mean,
it's different.
Might be the best transfer portal get in the country.
Agree.
Glad he's in orange.
Love it.
The right orange.
Yes.
The right orange this time.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, great stuff. We'll be back next Monday, 6:00. So be there. Also go check out our good friends at Iguani Farms Golf Course over in Rockford, Tennessee. Go check them out. And appreciate y'all listening.